Welcome back to Keith Kevin's Repair and Restoration. Today we got the 2009 Ford Expedition back with the 5.4 3-valve Triton. Well, there's an old saying in the industry, when you buy a used car, you're buying someone else's problem. And unfortunately that happened to us. This thing tested out great, drove fine coming back up here from where we bought it, but about 2 days after, wrench light came on, she went into limp mode. Got home, then it wouldn't start. And after that, the theft light was flashing, code 16, got into forescan. I'm going to show a picture of the codes we pulled up now. Basically, we're pretty sure we lost the computer here. Now, the owner had been prior owner had been trying to chase this problem with limp mode and thought he had it figured out for the last 5,000 miles. Don't know if it's changing temperature or bumpy roads. Computer finally kicked it, but we're at a point to where we're pretty sure the computer's toast. Now, when you go out and buy used computers, they're going to give you this warning. I'll put a picture of that up now. That basically states there's a known problem between factory coils and burning the computer up. So with that, today we're going to be replacing the computer, replacing the spark plugs, replacing the coils, turn the key, and hopefully the thing will be good. Now, have we done our diagnostics? Yes, we did it off camera. Cannot communicate with the PCM. I've got the medium speed network I can talk to that pretty much tells me the PCM it will not talk. We lost all our high-speed networks, so the TCOM, the four-wheel drive, security, blah, blah. Like, there's a whole list you see. I'm putting a picture up now. We lost all that. Looking in the diagram, I don't see an actual TCM. So, we know we got an internal fault with this computer. Whether or not that's our only issue is yet to be seen, but that's where we're at today. So, pretty much, turn the key, the anti-theft light flashes, the starter relay clicks, but the computer is controlling the ground connection to the starter, and that's where we're at. Kevin's going to start by taking off the intake so we can get a look at all the plugs and coils we got to change. Now this will be our first 5.4. A lot of times when people have these engines prior to 2008, we wouldn't do them in our shop because of the spark plug issue. But being that this is 2009 and the final edition of the 5.4 3-valve, we're pretty confident we can do this one. Spark plugs have a lot of threads, and pretty much going to do like we do with every aluminum engine. Make sure you're in a warm place, spray the spark plug before you take it out. This engine you have to blow out the dirt. So with that being said, we're going to get started. Sorry for the long intro. I know people are getting kind of irritated. Get comments all the time, your videos are too long. Well, these aren't 5-minute repairs, and so if you'd like to see a detailed video of what we do, well, be sure to subscribe, and if you've got any questions or comments, leave it in there, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Alright, what do you see, Kev?
I'm just trying to think. I need to blow those holes out, but I need to plug the intake with something.
Yeah. Work clean.
Man, no kidding about blowing those holes out.
Yep, they are crap collectors.
Crappy design, but in my opinion. Okay, WD-40 is sprayed.
Alright, we're going to start with cylinder number 1. Oof. Now you need to probably run that back and forth. You get some WD-40 down that hole.
I already did. I already did.
Yeah.
It's really. I really wish we would have been able to start the engine.
Yeah. Ford Macalo does them on the way coming down in temp. At least on this version.
Ooh. I do not like how that feels, dude.
There's a lot of thread there, so until that oil actually gets down in there. There we go. We were planning on doing the spark plugs. I didn't think we planned on doing the coils until we got a misfire caused by a coil, but I'll trust the guys who do this every day working on these computers. A lot of threads.
Okay, it is magnetic. I needed plugs, in my opinion.
What brand they put in there?
Your Motocross. Can you hand me a Motocross one, please?
These haven't been done too long ago.
Should we just keep them in there?
No. Got to do what that instructions
It
say.
said coils only. didn't it? Was it the computer sitting right there? Does it say coils?
No, it says spark plugs and ignition coils. I mean, these engines have been known to go to 400,000 miles. Only the first time you won't be doing plugs. Next time will be 233,000 miles. I mean, I could see how a cracked insulator can charge the block. Yeah, I would probably say, well, we have the maintenance records on this as far as what we could pull up, and we didn't see anything with plugs, but these are clearly not, 113,000 mile plugs. Those look way different. Or 133,000. This is the mileage currently on here.
Well, at least they didn't lie about it with my last vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the torque spec on these?
It's 13 foot-pounds. Yeah, if you're going to get a 5.4, you definitely want to get after 08 or mid 08 years. There was a head change, a couple other changes. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you could put an 08 past into like a 03, 04. They didn't change, obviously the electronics of the engine, but they definitely changed the head design. We know a couple people that have the 3 valves from like 07 and
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 150 inch-pounds with like almost extra quarter turn.
And new coils. We opted to go with the Motorcraft. Here is the updated part number. Now, on American stuff, they generally control grounds, not powers. So the ground is direct to the ECM.
These look a little different.
Yeah, that's the updated part number. Now, another way you can tell if you have the after 08 or pre-08 build of the 5.4s is if you look at the coils, there's different coil design.
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, you'll have the brown boots if you have an 08 and above. Ford Boss Me a couple years ago did a video where he had an 08 blow the engine up, and he was getting one from the junkyard, and they tried to send him a pre-07, and he's like, I wasn't having that. I think if I recall, it took him 3 junkyard engines to finally find one that was 08. He's like, I cannot see having an 08 put an 07 in there, and then you try to get 08 parts, and you're dealing with an 07 block. Let me see that coil. Okay, so like I was talking about here, these coils will be brown. And we'll have a slight bend on them. I mean, we weren't having any misfires, so in fact, this thing actually is probably one of the cleanest sounding 5.4s we've ever heard. Yeah, I had a pleasant drive back up with this thing. I mean, it's not a powerhouse. It will scoot 80 miles an hour down the road pretty good. I will say, this truck is one of the tightest steering trucks I've ever felt. The Canadians love these things. I don't know how many I've seen for sale that had 300 or 400 kilometers on them. 300,000 or 400,000 on them. Timing chain, we'll get to that. Yes, these also have timing chain issues. When I get this one running, I might do a video on how to tell how good your timing chains are from the computer aspect. There's a thing that's called the VVT error rate, and the error rate is one metric you can use to see if that timing chain is stretched. On this one, we got an error rate of about 3 degrees. It can go as far as 20 before you get a code. So, when you get a 20 error rate, you know your chains are tired, or the VVTs are tired. But generally what will happen is the tensioners will snap out as far as they can go, and then from there you start hearing weird noises.
So this spark plug looks about the same.
They don't look bad.
No, I would probably say there's at least...
I'd have to say there's probably about 30,000, 20 to 30 on it.
Okay, next plug please.
I mean, they don't seem like it's rash, so they don't have ashing, so this engine isn't running lean. I think we had a long term of about 4. Driving it, it would get up to 10, but you know, these VVT engines, depending on what mode the cam is riding in, I can change that. So it's not like the old days with these vehicles. Yeah, the cost of this set wasn't too bad. We got it on eBay as a complete plug and coil thing for was about $100.
Something like that.
Would have been $300 or $400 in town with aftermarket coils. One thing with Fords we've learned over the years, you really want to try to use Motorcraft if it's available. Some parts you have no choice. Parts get discontinued and Ford lets the aftermarket deal with it. But coils, we try to keep everything Ford. Spark plugs, I mean, we see people put NKGs in these things and they come in misfiring. I always find that kind of hilarious. Not that it's NKG's fault, but passenger side's pretty straightforward. Now the other caveat with Ford, they've renamed the way they do their cylinder names or numbers. So from the passenger side, you start with 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip over the drivers, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not like the old days where you could look at the front of the bank of the engine and go, okay, that's 1, 2, and 3. No, Ford kind of went back to some 1960s stuff.
I don't think the last guy did plugs without the holes.
No, most flat rate guys are going to run through this pretty fast and not give 2 rips to Sunday how they do it. It's kind of unfortunate. A lot of times they won't even put any anti-seize on plugs. Rain Man's Repairs, he doesn't put anti-seize on aluminum head plugs because he doesn't want the torque values to change.
Yeah, they're all looking about the same, man. Here's that one.
When we get done, I'll show you this. Now have them on the ground. We're keeping them in a numeric order. We get over to driver's side, I'll do a close-up. Because if you look at one, you're looking at all 8 the same way. Not any that are too tricky to get out. Maybe number 6, 7. 7 might be a little interesting, but pretty straightforward job. Unlike the 6.2 that has 16 spark plugs. So there's 3 engines that have 16 plugs on a V8. Can you name them all, Kev?
5.7 Hemi.
Yes.
Ford's 6.2.
Yep.
And Dodge's 6.4.
Well, we'll call it the Hemi.
Well, it's okay.
All Hemis have the 16 plugs, right? Ford 6.2 has 16 plugs, but there is one other engine that has 16 plugs.
I couldn't tell you.
That is Dodge's last rendition of the 4.7.
Oh, well, yeah, I thought we were talking about big V8s here. Not whatever the hell those are.
Modular.
The early 4.7 though only had 8 plugs.
Yeah, no, the early one.
And the reason why I know that's because they work on the Durangos and stuff.
Yeah. No, you're talking about, I think it was 4.7s made after 08 or 9.
Yeah.
Those could be the high output 4.7s too.
Okay, now I got us the one on the back and we're done on this side.
Now the reason why I'm not doing a close up on the passenger side, it's not good viewing. I have a better shot showing you basically. I can show you one plug really good, but this is the general way you're gonna have to go about it. Did the last guy screw you?
I don't know, man. This thing does not want to come out. Oh my gosh. I do have to say this is not as bad as doing a plug job on the 98 Ford Expeditions. That half of that engine's underneath that cowl.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to watch Ford over the years. They're the first ones to introduce, mainstream EFI back in the 80s. The last one to get on board with live data, though. You got to be careful on that last one because you don't want to be putting too much pressure on those coolant heater core lines.
Yeah, it's not a lot of. There we go.
Yeah, don't be afraid if you hear that noise. If you got some WD-40, it will get down in there. The engine will start up too if the WD-40 gets in the cylinder. It's not a big deal. Might miss for, you know, a couple minutes if it's got a lot down in there. No, we put about 80 miles on, or 110. I think Pop told me 110 miles.
Okay, here's spark plug number 4. Yeah, they're all looking about the same, man. So, not bad.
Yeah, definitely not running lean. I mean, most of the time with platinum stuff, you get a really sharp tip, and then as miles wear on it, then it kind of flattens out. I would say these plugs easily have about 30,000 miles on them. Yeah, pretty straightforward. The 6.2 coils are way more expensive, and I don't know if it would be harder, just more tedious, because you got plug and coil wires to deal with. Driven both a 5.4 and a 6.2. I mean, I could tell you that the 6.2 is definitely more torqueier.
Weird how he did that. Alright, this side's done.
Alright, I'll get you a close-up of the ones we can see real well. And that'll pretty much show you the process.